to planting potatoes. And here we are on a Good Friday, and in my family, it's always it's a Catholic tradition to try and get your potatoes planted on Good Friday. And so that's what we're doing today, is we're trying to plant a few potatoes. Now, when getting your potatoes from the store, you commonly get them as something that looks like this, a very large potato. And the reason why we're focusing on potatoes today is because for the amount of effort and money and time to put them in, you get a very high return in nutritious food back. So with this potato here, if you were to pick this up from the store, this is a really large potato to be planting just as one individual hill. What we'll commonly do is we'll cut them up into individual pieces like you see here. And you can see our goal is to have 2 eyes per potato. So we have 1, 2. Go down here. We have 1, 2. And if you have more eyes per potato, like this one here, per piece, that's okay. That's okay. Our goal is to have 2, because if we have just 1 and 1 eye fails in terms of growing, hopefully the second one will take over. Now, you might think that you could be able to go to the grocery store and pick up some potatoes. And a lot of times our potatoes at the store have been sprayed with a compound that they won't wake back up and grow another potato. And so they're intentionally sprayed with that so that they store longer in our cabinets and things like that, and they won't work for a seed potato because you'll never get it to grow another plant. And that's why we recommend you getting seed potatoes from the store. Now, at the store, they're also certified or required to sell potatoes that are disease-free too. And that's another reason we recommend certified potatoes or seed potatoes from the store. You might commonly see at the store, they'll have sprouts growing from them. These might be elongated sprouts that might be anywhere from, an inch to all the way up to 3-4 inches long. Prior to planting potatoes, it's best to knock those off. And they'll resprout from the base again. There's multiple buds down there at the base of the eye, so knocking them off is really optimal prior to planting them. Now, today it is a little cold to be out here planting potatoes, but they're going to do just fine for what I plan to do with them today, because what we commonly have problems with in cold soils when planting potatoes is that they will have a soft rock bacteria that will colonize them, eat them, and collapse the plant before they even sprout. And so to avoid that or help reduce the chances of that being a problem, what we'll do is we'll cut the potatoes a couple days in advance. So you can see here this callousing that occurs by cutting them a couple days in advance and leaving them on the counter. So you can see that there how it's really brown and papery, as opposed to down here where this is a fresh cut potato. It's really juicy and wet. So that's one way to help reduce soft rot pathogens from colonizing our potatoes. Another thing that you can do too is you can plant little mini potatoes. So these are just seed potatoes that were miniatures from the store, and they'll grow large potatoes themselves because all these potatoes here are clones. So by picking out the smaller ones, you're not necessarily going to get smaller potatoes. But being we don't have any cut here, this helps ensure that the soft rot pathogen doesn't colonize our potatoes in these wet soils, and they'll pop right out of the ground. So when planting them, we're just going to pop them in the soil here. I have our soil all tilled here, the whole row, and we have a line all spread out here so that we keep our row straight, and Google Earth can see that we planted straight rows in the garden. So our potatoes, we'll plant them about 9 to 12 inches apart. We're aiming for pieces that are about 2 ounces in size, and it's nothing scientific. You don't have to weigh them out or anything like that, just popping them in the ground. Now if this was later in the year and it was a little warmer out and we wanted to plant cut potatoes, or if I wanted to plant cut potatoes, I would plant them with the cut side down. And the reason why is because this individual sprout here can grow straight up out of the ground. Otherwise, if we put it upside down here, the sprout has to go down and then up, and it takes just a little bit longer to get them out of the soil. And so to help ensure that they come out a little faster, we plant them with the cut side down. But I won't be planting that today. I'm just going to be planting the round ones. Now, as an example here, this is a potato here that's kind of borderline between where I would say it's worth planting as an individual, like mini potato, like we've been planting here, or cutting it in half. So with that, we're going to, when we're done placing our potatoes in the trench here, all the way down to the end, what we're going to do is we're just simply going to cover up the potatoes here and ensure that they're kind of tucked into bed a little bit. With this here, we don't have to ensure that we pat them down or make sure that the soil is ultra fine. This is a little bit cloddy soil for planting seeds into, if we were planting seeds, but for potatoes, they're growing from a tissue that we're planting in the ground, and they don't necessarily need that seed to soil contact to ensure that they get water. They'll find it all on their own. So we're placing them about 3 to 4 inches down into the trench here, and we're just covering them up, and we're going to continue on down the trench. With that, this concludes our small little tidbit here on planting potatoes, and thanks for watching. And again, this is Ray Cruzy, your Food Systems Program Coordinator with the Dubuque County Extension Office. Thanks for joining me today.